and 10.
Michael Pruitt called for the penalty. You see mixing it up with Carl Granderson and then the headbutt.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that happens in rivalry-type games, right? It was chippy in that Week 12 matchup where they were going at each other, but you have to be able to remove that from it, right?
Yeah.
There's more important goals ahead than just getting one up on the defender you're going against. And it doesn't kill you because the fresh getting that first down gives you a 1st and 10, but at the same time, it becomes increasingly difficult the further you get backed up in the red zone to come away with points. It's one of the things that has plagued the Falcons all year, missed opportunities.
No, it really does, but you know, it's 1st and 10 still. It's not 1st and 20-something at this point, but you were inside the 5-yard line, tight red area. You've been dominating this team on the ground for the last year and a half, comes based on the statistics, and so it just makes it a little bit harder. He's got to be smarter there. Look, he got away with a hole interiorly, and Granderson got frustrated by it. They get back and forth. You said off the air before the game started, we might see a fight because of what's at stake in this game, and it's already started.
Yeah, it started early, you know, but both of these teams, right, have been...
The discussion on the field was because Atlanta made the first down, would we set the chains or not? By rule, we will set the chains, and it will be 1st and 10.
Yeah,
discussing whether it was 1st and goal or 1st and 10. It is 1st and 10.
There's the explanation, and they get it right. But, you know, the point I was going to make is that both teams have been inconsistent throughout the year. And when you're a team that's playing inconsistent football, you can't do things that make it harder on yourself.
Tyler Algier with his first touch, and he gets to the 15-yard line. Carl Granderson on the tackle, a career year for Granderson. He's got 8.5 sacks on the season.
Yeah, he's had a nice year. He's been their most effective player, both in the run and in the pass, for them on the defensive line all season.
I think Atlanta's coming in with a no-holds-barred situation. We saw the trick play, the scissors play on the first play of the game. We had a double-stack running back situation in that last play from scrimmage. They're pulling out all the stops.
Ritter pulls it. He's going to run. Now looking to pass to the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Jonnu Smith. And what an opening drive for the Falcons. 3rd touchdown of the season for Smith, and Atlanta jumps out to a 6-0 lead.
I like what they do early, right? They've moved Desmond Ritter early, but they go right here with the run action and put Desmond on there. And this is just a great job of being patient, understanding that there's going to be time for crossing routes to develop here in the red zone. I think this is the ideal start for Desmond Ritter. You get him comfortable. He's a guy that hasn't been in rhythm at many times this season, but certainly, you know, a good job of playing to his strengths. And I think that's what they haven't done a great job of all year.
On that drive, Ritter goes 4 out of 4 for 86 yards and the touchdown pass to Jonnu Smith. Milwaukee Koo for the extra point, and it is good. So despite the penalty on Michael Pruitt, Ritter is still able to get the Falcons into the end zone. 20th career touchdown for
persistence on playing man coverage. Look, they're 41% on the season, but the last time they played this New Orleans Saints team in Week 12, 76% of their dropbacks they played man coverage. So they were testing Derek Carr to throw it in the tight windows, and the challenge is when you play a lot of man, sometimes you get beat.
Movement up front as Lorenzo Carter came across, but the Saints jump first.
Full start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that was Max Garcia, who reported as eligible before the play.
Tiki, you mentioned all of that man-to-man coverage, and one of the things you're going to see today, if that holds up, right, if Atlanta continues to go with that much man coverage, is there's going to be crossing routes, right? You're going to see lots of crossing routes, and it's one of the things that created explosive plays for them in that first matchup where Derek Carr now goes to the sideline and Taysom Hill is out there. But whether it's Taysom Hill throwing the football, running the football, or Derek Carr, if you get man-to-man coverage, you're going to see lots of crossers, lots of outbreakers today.
1st and 15. Hill will keep it right up the middle, and he is thrown down by Taquan Graham. NFL Today update, JB and Nate.
A Titans win helps the Titans to help the Texans to win the South.
And that is Tyjae Spears with a quick screen and a long run after catch. The Tennessee Titans strike back. They're up 7-3.
Working on it here, Andrew Catalan.
All right, JB, a lot going on today in Week 18. Jaguars can only get in as way of the division championship. No longer a wild card possibility as Carr completes it to Shaheed for 20. And a late flag comes in. Clark Phillips on the tackle.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 34. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the catch. Automatic, down.
And that's on the rookie, Clark Phillips.
Yeah, I mean, I get this. It's helmet to helmet. Barely touches the helmet, but they're trying to protect NFL players these days from violent hits. And, well, in my day, we would say that's just a good hit. That's a violent hit.
It's not our day anymore, Tiki.
It is definitely not.
35-yard change of field with the 20-yard reception plus the penalty. Here's Jamal Williams. And Williams picks up a couple. Onyemata with another tackle.
Yeah, but we talked all that man-to-man coverage on the big gain to Shaheed right there. That was zone coverage, right? And finding a space, avoiding that zone coverage. And Derek Carr does a nice job of driving that football into it. It's one of the things he can still do, right, is drive the football down the field. He's got power in that arm, and it's been showcased the last 4 weeks. They haven't been, like, crazy aggressive with what they're doing, pushing the football down the field, but it's something, even during his time in Vegas, he did at a high level.
Taysom Hill back in at quarterback. He's going to run it again. He's got Prentice, the fullback, as a blocker, and Hill still going, picks up the first down. Caden Ellis sprung him forward, a gain of 9.
In the last game we did with the New Orleans Saints, we talked about how Taysom Hill is such an X factor, and we mentioned in that game when he scored a touchdown as a slot receiver that when he gets 7 to 10 touches, they usually find ways to win. It's been intermittent over the last few weeks of the amount of touches that Taysom Hill has been getting, but you see they're committed to him obviously today.
The rookie Kendre Miller is in at running back, and he takes the handoff. He's got good speed, and he's spun down after a gain of 9. Miller has missed the last 7 games because of an ankle injury, but his emergence today is very important in the absence of Alvin Kamara.
And it's good patience and vision right here. Winding that thing. He starts to the right, winds it back to the left, and that's one of the things, you know, from young players, it usually takes time, but that's instinct too, right? Yeah. Good instinct right there from Kendre Miller. And there you see Alvin Kamara looking on from the sideline, liking what he sees so far.
Second and 1, Williams, the tailback. They fake it to him, and getting Hill in space to pick up the first down. Former Saint Caden Ellis makes another tackle, but a 3-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10.
And they get the run game going a little bit, Tiki, and when you get the run game going, it allows you to get on the edge as a quarterback with those bootlegs and just drag Taysom Hill across the field. They've come into this plan featuring Taysom Hill, whether it's quarterback runs, putting him in there and doing it, using him in that tight end position. Good to see early from them.
Well, if they're going to play man coverage as they were on that last play, it's benefit New Orleans Saints with the skill position players.
Carr towards the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown! A.T. Perry. What a throw by Derek Carr. And the Saints answer. Third touchdown of the year for the rookie out of Wake Forest.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how they decide if this is man or zone, but it is man-to-man on the outside, right? Yes. It's one-on-one on A.J. Terrell, and A.T. Perry goes up. A very nice location on the throw from Derek Carr. Slightly behind, a little bit of a back shoulder. Extremely difficult for A.J. Terrell to make a play in that situation, but it's the location. The location of the throw makes the difference.
Extra point by Blake Grupe is good.
These matchups.
And it was a lot of fun to be a part of that.
It is a touchback as we send it down to the field and A.J. Ross.
Andrew, the Saints and Falcons are continuing their united efforts today to raise support for the ALS community through the foundations of legends Steve Gleason and Tim Green. The teams combined to raise over $230,000 for Team Gleason and Tackle ALS Foundations with their raffle efforts during the Week 12 matchup in Atlanta, with both Gleason and Green in attendance. And today, both were back on the field together to continue generating awareness and support for the ALS community.
It's just so great, AJ, that both sides of this rivalry coming together to fight a terrible disease, and really a touching pregame tribute to both of them down on the field. Bijan Robinson on first down. Let's go back to the touchdown by the Saints.
Yeah, we talked about the man in zone coverage. This is all zone in the middle, but the one-on-one right here is the man-to-man coverage portion of it. Derek Carr does a good job identifying it, know where in the one-on-one is, and we talked about the back shoulder throw. Just slightly behind A.T. Perry. Good throw, good execution, good diagnosis of the coverage, and a big touchdown for the Saints.
Still no score in the Tampa Bay-Carolina game late in the first quarter, as you see in the top left of your screen. 2nd and 6. Ritter to Robinson. He's got it, and room to run. Bijan Robinson at the 20, and he will go! Touchdown, Atlanta! 71 yards!
Well, this is good recognition. Desmond Ritter, seeing his first read, trusting it, and giving a good, accurate throw. Very nice touchdown from and Robinson in the open field. Just absolute speed. We're going to take a look at the all-22 right here. You're going to see crossing routes going this way, and Bijan coming there. The guy that he's got to negotiate the throw on right there cannot get to the flat, and it's good execution driving it in. Alante Taylor he's in that tough spot where you've got to be able to cover two spots with the crossing routes just rubbing in front of his face. Nor gives Ritter enough time to be able to make that throw.
Well, nor are you expecting a running back to free release swing like that, right? You think it's just a check down. Instead, he's running essentially a go route.
NBC. Stream games live on your mobile device with NFL Plus.
Arthur Smith showing some emotion after that last touchdown from Desmond Ritter to Bijan Robinson. Whispers about his job security, and certainly a lot at stake here today on both sides, but especially for Smith and the Falcons. And what a start, as Desmond Ritter is 5 out of 5 for 157 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, really the thing that has been holding them back all year. They've played good defense. They've moved the ball offensively, but it's been turnovers and misses at the quarterback position. Here early on, Desmond Ritter's on point. That last throw, while not being perfect, it was on time, right? And so timing is key, and I think for a young player, that's an encouraging sign to see, because it's one of the things he struggled with throughout the year. But an excellent start from this Falcons team. Yeah,
it helps when you have a do-everything running back like Bijan Robinson. Look, he's most scrimmage yards by a rookie. You see it, he just said it, 1,419 yards. William Andrews back in 1979. Not a lot of people remember him, but Tyler Algier is on this roster. So it's interesting. Both these two running backs, I guess, are the future for this Atlanta Falcons team, because they're so dynamic.
Bijan now has 4 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns on the year. This week, some great college hoops beginning Tuesday night on CBS Sports Network as San Diego State takes.
Talking about it. Looking forward to being with those guys. We've watched them all year. They've done a great job. It's going to be fun to be talking about some playoff games next week.
Mac Hollins walked off under his own power to the Atlanta sideline. 1st and 10 for the Saints. It's Miller on first down. And he gets up to the 30. Richie Grant makes the tackle.
Well, the early run plan from the Saints, right, has been get Taysom Hill at quarterback and run the football up the middle. Or if you're going to your backs, it's going to be up the middle. I expect to continue to see that because they've had some good early success. Pete Carmichael, you know, forever it was these Drew Brees teams, right? These New Orleans teams are passing teams, but they've always been about running the football efficiently as we get Taysom back in that quarterback position.
Taysom going to run it again right up the middle. He's got the first down. Calais Campbell jumps on him from behind. NFL Today update, JB and Nate.
The Lions win and some help. They can get the 2 seed.
Yeah, old school football right here. Pitch right to Jahmyr Gibbs. He sees the pylon and runs it in. Detroit, after missing the extra point, are up 13-0.
Back to Andrew Catalan.
All right, guys, and still no score with the Buccaneers-Panthers game. Carr back in there, play action. Over to Jamal Williams. Williams is tackled by Ebikadi and Clark Phillips.
This is what Derek Carr has really done well the last month. He's not forcing anything. It's why the turnovers are way down. In fact, they win big ball games over this last month when they don't turn the ball over. The one interception was against the Los Angeles Rams. That was the one game that they lost in December. But take what's given to you. Check down is much better than being 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and in critical games like this, it's oftentimes not about the big plays you make. It's about the little plays that you don't make, right? It's those good decisions stacked up over and over.
Carr on the slant, incomplete. Good coverage by A.J. Terrell on the pass intended for Shaheed. And now it's 3rd down and 7. That was the first incompletion by either team today.
I like games like that.
I know you do.
I like watching good passing teams. And although, you know, the Falcons have not been that most of the year, really, Tiki, you've said it, this stretch of December and early January, they've passed the football pretty well here in New Orleans.
Two of the better 3rd down defenses in the NFL. Atlanta is ranked number 3. The Saints are 4th on 3rd and 7. Carr, and his pass is complete for a first down. Chris Olave into Atlanta territory for 14.
As it's change up again, we talked about the man-to-man coverage. It's zone coverage here, and they go to that same route that they hit Shaheed on, and they come back to it, and Derek Carr, again, accurate, throwing the football outside of the numbers, but there's the void in the zone. You clear that out on the outside, and you allow your in-breaker, the slot route receiver, to go break to the outside. Good job by Olave, who they use in that slot position quite a bit. He's very comfortable being in that place.
He's their most targeted receiver on 3rd downs, and Carr hits him again. Jamal Williams. Good pressure there by Nate Landman, the 2nd-year linebacker out of Colorado. 90 seconds left in the first quarter as Taysom Hill comes back out on the field.
We said Taysom Hill coming back out on the field. We got to talk to him the other day, and I asked him about how difficult it is to prepare for all of these different roles that he has to do. But the majority of it comes from sitting in that quarterback room and making sure if he's in the pass game, he's on the same page with Derek Carr. He said the most difficult part is the technique at the other positions, whether it's blocking, route running, those kind of things that he's got to grind on. He's one of one in this league. He's really like no one else.
Lined up in the slot here. Carr looking his way, and he's got Taysom Hill for a first down, or very close to a first down. Not a great spot. And it looks like he'll be a little bit short.
Yeah, here he is. He's in the slot. He takes his time on this little slant route, switch slant route. He gets in the completion, and I guess because he gave himself up, they consider that giving himself up. Did they mark it short?
He was passed.
He didn't get short, but I think the way that he went to the ground, that's technically giving yourself up. And so they leave it 1 or half a yard short.
3rd down and 1. Williams trying to nudge forward, and he's got the first down in what should be the final play of the first quarter. Entertaining first quarter. Back and forth action. Desmond Ridder 5 out of 5. Derek Carr is 8 for 9. We are through 1. 14-7 Falcons.